not fun. Fun? You want to talk about fun? I raised my eyebrows at him. Like that time you blew out all the windows at the meeting house? Or the time you set fire to the deacon's car and blamed it on the Tenny brats? Why would you even bring up the window thing? He looked wounded, clutching his chest. And the car was the Tenny brats. I maintain my innocence. Well, thanks to that little temper tantrum, I've been the pride and joy of the Corbin line ever since. I smiled brightly at him. So thanks, cuz. Good thing I'm an Ambrose, then, he tossed back, shoving me out the door and down the front steps. The Northrop's massive house was set near the center of Winslow, in the colonial part of town. A striking 3-story building, it dominated the block much like Peregrine Northrop dominated as deacon of our secret little community. Thankfully, his son Preston wasn't as much of an asshole as his father was. Or at least he wasn't the last time I saw him. But that was 6 years ago. Who knew how much had changed? Arden was waiting for us in the front yard when we strolled up, thumbing through his phone. About time. I was beginning to think you ditched me. Cash was going to, Lennox said, smacking my stomach with the back of his hand. But I'd never do that to you. Blow me, I muttered, leading the way into the house. The sooner we made our appearance, the sooner I could get the hell out of here. The air outside had already dropped by 10 degrees, and the scent of rain permeated the night. Claudia had let the supply of stormwater run low while I was away, and I'd much rather be home setting out glass bottles in the garden than schmoozing with the drunken imbeciles wandering around, chest-bumping each other and gossiping about people I didn't know nor care about. Per Preston's rules, all keys and cell phones were immediately deposited into a large basket the moment we crossed the threshold. You could only get them back when you were leaving, and after he established you were sober. There would be no DUIs or incriminating evidence of any kind stemming from the Northrop residence. It was his one nod to responsibility, and it was non-negotiable. Any other members here? Lennox asked Arden as we took up residency in an unoccupied corner of the living room, watching the collection of teenagers and 20-somethings milling about. Not that I've seen, Arden replied offhandedly, sipping something out of a red plastic cup. Have you been looking? Lennox challenged, plucking the cup out of Arden's hand and taking a sip. Or are you only looking for Sophia? Arden rolled his eyes, reclaiming his cup. Yes and no. It's only been the 3 of us so far, aside from Preston in India. Grayson said he was coming after he gets off work. I haven't talked to anyone else, though. Good. We'll have strength in numbers in case anyone else shows up. I didn't miss the way Lennox emphasized the word, or the silent conversation that shot between the two of them. While I appreciate the fact they were trying to be considerate of my feelings, not saying the name of my family's arch-nemesis just made it awkward. It was already weird as hell being back in Winslow. I didn't need to be constantly reminded of the reason why I was gone in the first place. My own memories did that for me. I'm getting a drink. A real drink, I huffed, stalking away from both of them. Meandering through the house, I made my way through the crowd to the kitchen. Rather than partake in whatever piss-colored beer was flowing into plastic cups, I helped myself to an actual glass from the cupboard and mixed a gin and tonic. The perk of growing up with Preston was knowing where his mother stashed the good liquor. Thankfully, not everything had changed in 6 years. Doth my eyes deceive me? Can it be, at long last? Is that Cassius Corbin that stands before me? A male voice said, right before a pair of hands landed on my shoulders and gave me a shake. I didn't know you were home, man. Preston, I murmured in acknowledgement, taking a fortifying sip of my drink. And let the interrogations begin. When did you get back? Preston asked, circling around to the front and snagging a bottle of whiskey before I closed the cabinet. About a week ago. Cool. How was England, or wherever your father shuffled you off to? It was fine, I said with a fleeting smile, even if fine was the last word I'd use to describe my transatlantic exile. Oh, I'm sorry. Boarding school. That sounded nicer. Well, I'm glad you're back, man. Try not to do anything freaky, though, okay?